Many thanks for staying on News Desk. Now, the Executive Director of the West African Network for Peace Building, Chukwuemeka, is calling on government to engage herdsmen in the country in order to restore peace. A joint police-military team in the Operation Cowleg exercise has been working to flush out nomadic herdsmen accused of killing 4 indigenes in recent times from Agogo in the Ashanti region. Now, the Agogo Traditional Council has given a 31st March deadline for the herdsmen to leave the area. The executive director for WANEP, however, believes issuing an ultimatum to the herdsmen is not the way to go. He suggests a collaborative effort between various West African states to develop a comprehensive plan to take care of the situation.
The language of flush in itself is negative in conflict management. And those who are making the statement about flush knows that these are not people that you can easily flush. I think the first thing is that we need to have a rethink about our approach. And for me, the first way to deal with the issue is to engage those who are causing the problem. Over time, what we have done is to engage ourselves, make statements without involving the people who are causing the problem. And why is it so? Why it's so is that it's also difficult to identify the leadership of these groups because they are nomads. They move from one place to the other. They are not in communities. So what do we need to do? We need to create communities for them. So for me, a step in the right direction is to create communities in form of ranches and water points. When we do that, we tax the herdsmen. It becomes an income-generating venture for the state. So they have places where they go to, and they are sure they will get their pasture for their animal. They are sure of getting water. These are the 2 key things that they need. But let's not make it free. So what we do is not to ban. What we do is to regulate their movement. The only way to regulate their movement is that you create communities for them in form of ranches and water points. And within those communities, you create leadership. So if nomads from Nigeria is coming to Ghana, let them have a destination. Which community are they going to? When they come to Ghana, let the Ghana government tax them. Not just as cattle rearers, but as foreign cattle rearers, as expatriates. That way, the state is not losing for creating those ranches, and you can now maintain the ranches. But beyond that, you now have even leadership within those ranches called communities now. By engaging those leadership, they are able to identify the illegal ones. Otherwise, it will come to a point where even arms and ammunition, including the properties that are used for bombs and violent extremism, should be transported by these cattle rearers. And that's where we're heading to. So it is important to look at it from this way. But I think what is the fear of the state is, how can we create ranches and water points, and we have limited resources? West Africa should come together and have countries that are ready to offer these ranches and make money out of it.
And speaking of this issue of herdsmen, we'll be following up on that particular deadline that was issued in Agogo. You remember the Agogo Traditional Council gave the herdsmen there a 31st March ultimatum. Today happens to be the 31st. We'll be following up on this issue when I join you a bit later on with News Today here on Joy News. But that's how I wrap up on News Desk this morning on the Joy News channel on Multi TV. My name is Kwabena Chenche Heneboating. Remember, there's a lot more news when you visit myjoyonline.com. Joy News Interactive comes up next with Benis Abubedu. Many thanks for your time.